Hi guys. I wanted to go back and talk about the year in a day training, day 4, the questions that I answered, because when I first answered them, I tried to combine a couple days. I think it was day 3 and day 4, and 10 minutes wasn't enough time to discuss both questions, and I felt rushed when I was talking about the day 4 questions. So I wanted to kind of go over them again a little bit more in detail. So, Wicca, A Year in a Day by Timothy Roderick. So I'm going to go ahead and start on day 4. It's called Questioning Your Path. Number 1, why am I exploring the Wicca path? And the reason why I'm exploring the Wicca path is because I've done so in the past when I was, how old was I? I think I was about 15, 16 when I first started really studying. And I think now that I'm older, um, how many years? 12 years older. I think I have a whole nother perspective on Wicca. I don't identify as Wiccan. I identify as a spiritualist, more even so, a eclectic spiritualist. And I pull most of my beliefs from Wicca and different pagan beliefs, different earth religions. Let me see what else. Is there anything in here? I also like, let's see, I basically what I believe is I personally believe that there is more than one true path. And that's the one thing about Wicca is everything that I've read about Wicca, they believe that you need to find your own true path, what rings true to you. And that is probably what has always drawn me to it. I've decided to do my year in a day training again after 10 years or so. No, I was 19 when I first, almost 10 years ago. And I decided to redo it again just because I think now that I'm older, I am able to get to do it from another perspective. The second question is, what were my previous spiritual practices? When I was younger, I came, my family, I came from a Catholic background. I do have on my dad's side family that are pagans, although I'm not close to them at all. I don't even know them, so. But I've always been kind of drawn to that because of the fact that growing up, I've always been told that, your father's side of the family, who died before I was even born, uh, that basically there's this whole magical side of, my family history that I didn't even know about. And I've always been interested in that. My mom, my birth mom, she was actually she practiced witchcraft, although she didn't identify herself as pagan or Wiccan or even Christian or Catholic, although she was brought up in a Catholic background. She did practice witchcraft in privacy. It's nothing that she told us about, although she told us that she did practice witchcraft, although we were not involved in her practice. Did any of these past practices lead me to investigate Wicca and how? Almost all of my past practices have led me to Wicca. Even at a young age, I've always felt that there was something missing in my spirituality. When I was 9, I actually remember going to church. We had this church group called God Squad, and I remember I was very different from all the other kids, and I always kind of did my own little thing, but even at a young age, I've always felt this sense of not belonging. And I think then a couple of years later, I went to go stay on an Indian reservation, and I learned about, that's when I first started exploring nature religion. And I first felt, actually, that's when I really started feeling the true calling for earth, earth religions. What are my hopes in engaging in this path? And I hope to grow, and I hope to learn, and evolve and meet new people, hear what their ideas are, and just grow. We could all grow together. What are my fears in engaging in this path? Actually, I in a past exercise, I've learned to basically let go of my fears. My past fears was basically being judged, and I've learned to let that go. People are going to like me or they're not going to like me, and there's nothing that I can do to stop that, and I just need to do what makes me happy, and that's what I'm going to focus on, is doing what's right for me and spreading my words of wisdom, and hopefully there's somebody in my shoes or that were in my shoes in the past that have had that struggle. Maybe I might say something that'll inspire them, and that's why I post these videos. I hope to inspire others who are trying to find their way as well. How will I handle friends and family members, and this is the part I felt rushed on last time, who might not approve of my spiritual search? Basically, everybody, my family's very supportive of me, but in a hypothetical situation, instead of trying to convince them why being pagan is right for me or pulling from pagans' beliefs, I would let them know why I believe book religions are not my true path. Although they're perfectly fine for other people, they just don't work for me. It just does not feel right to me. Just like if you have a Christian who wouldn't become Wiccan because obviously that path is not right for them. It's the same for me. You know, my path is as a eclectic spiritualist, and I feel that it gives me the most freedom to believe what I want to believe, to evolve how I want to evolve. And I think if I told them that, if there was a situation where I had to, then they would understand. Because I wouldn't be selling them my beliefs. Aside from transitioning to a new spiritual path, are there any other major events which would impact my life at this time? And you know what? There will always be events in my life that will impact me. I'm a full-time student, I own my own business, and I have children and a husband. However, there is no greater time than the present time. If I have major life events happening right now, is this the best time to explore a new spiritual path? Why not? I believe if your heart is in the right position, then there isn't a greater time than now. Your heart and head, need to be in it. And if your heart isn't in it, then it probably isn't the greatest time for you. If there's some sort of a conflicting issue or something that just does not feel right, then I would probably suggest holding off and, maybe doing some more reading, some more research on whatever it is that you might, what might feel right to you. A good thing that I've done in the past is I've watched just different documentaries and, just trying to find whatever works best for me. Is there anything else I need to include? Basically, again, as long as your heart and mind are in the right place, then there's no greater time than the present. Anyways, that's basically all the questions, and I'm running out of time, so I will talk to you guys later. Blessed be.